everyone and welcome to my channel. My name's Holly Matthews and I am a self-development coach. I am the founder of the Happy Me Project and I'm a mom of two girls, Brooke who is 9 and Texas who is 7. In this video, I want to talk to you about how to prepare yourself and your children for going back to school in September. So number one in my prepare list is the first thing that we need to do when we're thinking about this new stage of going back to school is to acknowledge how we are actually feeling about this. Okay, no shoving our feelings down. How are you feeling about your children going back to school? Are you feeling anxious or worried? You know, has it triggered something inside of you? Are you feeling a sense of concern around it? Or on the other side, are you really excited? Are you relieved? Are you full of happiness and joy and positivity around it? Just sit with yourself for a moment and ask yourself that question. What are the feelings that are springing up for me when I think about the kids going back to school? Number two, ask your children how they feel about going back to school. As adults, we sometimes forget that our little people are sitting there with their own thoughts and feelings about things, and if we don't ask the question and we don't lay things out and leave an open conversation for them, they may not share with us. We often think our kids will always share things with us and we'd like to think that they would, but in truth, if they've seen signals or they've seen a feeling of worry with you or with a partner or with people around them, or they've heard something on the news, they might then hide their feelings because they don't want to add to something. So sit down, have a conversation, ask them, how are you feeling about going back to school? And leave it at that. Don't put your opinions onto it until you've heard them share what theirs are. They might be super excited about going back to school. Or on the flip side, they might be nervous and they might have been keeping some worries aside from you. So it's really important to keep an open conversation with them. If you do have children that find it difficult to talk about the more difficult conversations, the more negative thoughts, and they don't really like to share those things, some of the things that I do with my children sometimes when I know they need to share, but they don't want to say it to my face. So one, my kids see me do video, so they'll film themselves on my phone. I said, do you want to go make a video? And they do it on their phone. And I say, when you're ready to show me, I'll look. And I won't look at it if you never want me to see it. Or we get a jar, and that jar is for them to put any questions that they have in the world. Now you could make this specific about going back to school. You get a jar, or you get a little box, make a little post box, and the kids can post in their questions that they have about what it's going to be like going back to school, and you can just write them little notes and you can give them back. So these are some of the ways that I do that. Writing letters to each other, just giving those children that don't quite feel confident enough to just say, actually I feel like this about it, giving them some other options, and it's kind of a game then as well, so they quite like it. Number three, focus on the good. Our brains work in a way that the more we focus on one thing, the more of that thing it brings to our attention, okay? So if we focus on all the worries about going back to school, we are gonna see all the reasons why we should be worried about it, right? We're gonna hear certain conversations about it, we're gonna watch certain things on the news, we're gonna see reasons why that's gonna create anxiety for us. Or, if we focus on the good things, we will see more reasons why there are positives. So for you as the adult, get your pen and paper out. I'm all about the pen and paper. Write down 10 reasons why going back to school is going to be brilliant for everyone. Maybe it's like you think, God, it's going to be so good for the kids to get into some routine. It's going to be great for them to see their friends. They're going to be able to socialize with their friends. They're going to see their teacher. I'm not going to have to homeschool anymore. I'm not going to have to try and understand the maths that the kids are doing, even though I'm 35 and I probably should, and I don't know how to explain it to them. I'm not going to have to do that. That's a positive, right? I'm not going to have them constantly in the house asking for snacks, which happens all the time, more food. The kids are going, whatever the positives are. You're going to write your big, long personal list and then get the kids to do their own, but make it more fun with the kids. So create a picture. And you can do this as well, by the way, but for kids, they like, let's get them to create a picture. They're happy to go back to school picture, and what the things that they're going to think about, seeing their new teacher, probably they've got a new teacher, seeing their best friends, what games they're going to play. You can encourage this and really get your creative on. Cut, stick, glitter, all of that stuff. Although I know that some of you that are listening to that are like, please don't bring glitter into my house, Holly. Why would you even mention glitter? Glitter lives in the house forever once you've got it out. I know, it really does. My house is a girl's house and it is full of glitter constantly. It drives me nuts. But you don't have to have the glitter. Just get creative, okay? Make a lovely positive picture. Maybe you can put that up somewhere so that they can see the experience of going back to school, and you can, as being a really positive thing. Number 4, do a practice. Do a practice day going back to school. Now this can come in many forms, but really it's essentially about getting your children ready to go back to school. This is beneficial whenever. This is always going to be beneficial when there's the new term starting, when they've had a break from school. Getting back into a routine. During this time of being off school, there's probably been some differences in the scheduling. Maybe they've been going to bed later, they've been getting up later. So try and adjust that so that they're getting ready and preparing for going back to school, reducing the bedtime to being a bit earlier, making sure that they're getting up in enough time, getting them into the routine of getting their own clothes on. Perhaps you do a day where they actually put their school uniform on, if it still fits them. I'm aware that not all school uniforms will be fitting the kids now, but put the school uniform on. Maybe you even have a game where you play teachers. So sometimes me and the girls will play that. They want, I mean, it's mad, but they want to play schools. They just love it. So they'll say, can we be schools? And I'll be teacher, and we will do dinner time, and they have break time, and we put the school bell on. I get a YouTube bell, just put the school bell on, and they love that. But it's a way of preparing the kids for some normality going back to school. Perhaps you do the walk to the school. If you live close enough to the school, do the school walk and just go for a look. Go and say hi to the school. Go for drive to the school if you drive to the school, and just go for a walk around the area so they can just adjust, and you can adjust and remind yourself what it's going to be like and what it has been like in the past. And number 5, and this is the most important thing overall, please be kind to yourself as you go through this. You might find whatever feelings, emotions, triggers come up for you. Just be kind to yourself enough that you don't judge yourself for it. The feelings of worry or guilt or trepidation, whatever they are, let that go and be kind enough to yourself that you can go, do you know what? I've never been through this before. I've never done this before. None of us have. This is a brand new feeling, and I'm just working through it. And the kinder that you can be to yourself during this, and the more you can look after yourself, the more that you can help your children, those around you, and the better you're going to feel going through this new stage. And often our worries about stuff, more often than not, our worries about things are never the reality. We just make everything really big. So make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make self-care a priority. Now, I don't know what self-care looks like to you. Self-care could look like dancing around the kitchen. It could look like intense gym workouts. It could look like Netflix, watching Netflix in your pants and eating chocolate. I don't know what it looks like for you, but make sure you're factoring it in, especially during the week leading up and during the week of the kids going back to school, making sure that you make time for yourself to take in this readjustment. I'm a big fan of meditation. If you don't know much about meditation, have a little look into this, but this is a really good way of calming yourself as well. I do have 2 meditation series that you can buy, #ad, because I'm selling my own stuff. Links to that below if you want to get that, but those are available as well. They're just guided meditations, which might be very useful for you calming, and my kids use them as well, actually, especially the nighttime ones, the bedtime calming ones. So meditation is very beneficial as well. Make sure you are getting back to basics. Are you eating well? Are you sleeping well? Are you drinking enough fluids? All of that stuff. I know it's boring. None of us want it. All of us think we can just bypass all that stuff and be fine. But if you haven't got those basic things right, then anything else that comes up, any external circumstance, you're going to find it much more challenging to deal with if you're running on empty. So take care of yourself during this whole time. Please do let me know how you are feeling about your children going back to school emotionally. Are you excited? You might be really excited. You might be relieved. You might be all of these happy thoughts. But if you're also feeling those negative things as well, let me know in the comments below. And I'm more than happy to do other topics around this. So just let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know when your kids are going back. And maybe they've already been back. Some of your kids have already been back. I know that. My kids have had 2 days at school. but let me know your thoughts on this video. And you're also invited to my Facebook group, which I will link below. And in this Facebook group, twice a week, I go live in there. So it's essentially free life coaching, Monday morning, 10 a.m, where I do a topic, a theme, and we talk about something around that. And people share their own thoughts in the comments. And Wednesday evening, 8 p.m, I do a free-for-all question and answer. And we just cover all magnitude of topics that people bring to the table on the day. So bring your own, but it's a very supportive community. It's a free community, and you, my friend, are invited. The links are below. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe to this channel. It makes a world of difference when you are a creator, if people subscribe and like and comment and engage and all of that good stuff. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will speak to you all very soon. Peace.